Nice to see all of you, all the lovely students, along with their teachers. Indian Red Cross Society take this opportunity and welcome you for this on 26 June 2026, being the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. Theme for this year, World Drug Problem, Persisting Issues, New Challenges and Innovative Responses. Today we have with us the renowned Dr. Silvano Sapeco, retired professor and head forensic department of Goa Medical College from the year 2000 to 2014, also professor and head from 2018 to 2020 at JIPMER Pondicherry. Ladies and gentlemen and all lovely students, let us welcome Dr. Silvano Sapeco. Also we have with us the Chairman of Indian Red Cross Society, Gaurish Dhon, Vice Chairman Mangirish Pairaikar, and General Secretary John Aguiar. I welcome all these dignitaries on days. Now I request the Chairman of Indian Red Cross Society to kindly welcome our today's guest, Dr. Silvano Sapeco, and also kindly address the function.
It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all on this important occasion as we observe the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. First of all, I would like to thank all the schools, teachers, and especially our young students for taking time to be here. Your presence gives us a lot of hope because you represent the future of Goa and our country. Today is not just about listening to a lecture, it is about making promise to ourselves, to our families, to our teachers, and to our society that we will choose the right path in life, right? Dear students, drug abuse does not begin with addiction. It often begins one wrong decision, one moment of curiosity, or one attempt to fit with the crowd. If there's a crowd and somebody says, let us do this, you think that I'll be left out and you try to do it. Someone may say, just try it once. If someone gives you a piece of chocolate and says, try it once, or gives you a cigarette or a drink, he says, just try it, nothing happens. But remember, many lifelong addiction has started with this very word. Real courage is not saying yes. Real courage is having the confidence to say no. I'm sorry. No. Every one of you has dreams. Some of you want to become doctors, engineers, teachers. Some may be politicians. Some may be a good businessman, entrepreneurs. And of course, spokesperson or leaders tomorrow. Drugs destroy those dreams. They affect your health, your education, your relationship, and your future, of course. Always remember this simple message. Your future is far more valuable than a moment of temptation. Understand? As a chairman of Indian Red Cross Society, I have seen how important good health is, not only physical health, but also mental and emotional well-being. If you have ever feel stressed, lonely, anxious or under pressure, please don't suffer in silence. Speak to your parents, your teachers, your friends, or someone whom you can trust. Asking for help is a sign of strength and not weakness. Keep this in mind, my dear friends. The Red Cross believes in humanity, compassion, and service. We work to help people during disaster, promote health, encourage blood donations, provide first aid training, and support vulnerable communities. But our greatest investment is in young people, and all young people are you, right? I encourage every one of you to become ambassadors of healthy living. Be the friend who encourages others to make good choices. You can always say, this is bad. Let us leave this, or let us forget this. Let us start. You can be an ambassador, try to change. Be the friend who encourages others to make good choices. Inspire your classmates through sports, music, reading, volunteering, and community service. Positive friendships create positive lives. Today's speaker, Dr. Sapeco, is one of the Goa's most respected forensic and medical expert. His vast experiences gives him a unique understanding of devastating impact of drug, not only on individuals but also on families and societies. If there is one drug addict in the home, the entire family is disturbed. I urge all of you to listen carefully to his valuable insights. They may help you make decisions that will benefit you for the rest of your life. Before I conclude, I would like every student here to remember three simple words: dream big, stay healthy, and say no to drugs. What are the three words? Dream big, stay healthy, and say no to drugs. If each one of us follow these three principles, we can build a stronger, healthier, and happier Goa. Let us work together to create a society where young person has the opportunity to succeed without the shadow of addiction. Thank you once again for being here. I wish you all a bright future filled with good health, happiness, and success. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Chairman Sir, for giving such a beautiful and lovely message to our lovely students. Thank you so much. Now, Doctor, I take this opportunity that you should interact with this lovely audience. The floor is yours. Doctor, so ladies and gentlemen and students, here's the Dr. Silvano Sapeco. Thank you.
I stand before you with wisdom of the yesteryears. Grey hair, grey beard, grey moustaches, and possibly a bald head. And a father of two daughters and a grandfather of two pairs of children. My main aim for you is to conscientize what Chairman Sir has said are the words of wisdom he gave you. But I am here to impart few facts which will be within a couple of minutes. But much more than that, I want to have an interaction with you and I will answer all your questions. Now, narcotic is a potent substance which blunts the senses, relieves pain, and induces sleep or profound lethargy. Means, doctors are known to treat patients. We give medicines, but we never give poisons. Excess of medical dose results in poison. And today, law has come up with something called as narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances, of which I'll be speaking to you after some time. In medicine, the term narcotic refers to substances that bind the opioid receptors in the brain to dull pain and induce sleep. Few opioid examples are morphine, codeine, phenytoin, and oxydone. Legally speaking, narcotic classify any illicit, controlled, or addictive substance that encompasses everything from narcotics like heroin, central nervous system stimulants like cocaine, and hallucinogens like morphine and lysergic acid diethylamide. Government of India's Narcotics Control Bureau tracks and regulates the distribution and substances of these substances. In everyday language, narcotic describes anything that exercises a soothing, numbing, or lulling effect of the mind, helping to escape reality or dull emotional pain. Narcotic drugs are substances that include opium-like derivatives, synthetic equivalents such as morphine, heroin, codeine, methadone, primarily used for pain relief and inducing sleep, and often leading to psychological and physiological dependence and tolerance. You might have heard, no, everywhere that you go in Goa, for any function, you have firstly little bit of dosage of alcohol. Remember that alcohol is also a substance that is known to induce a narcotic effect. You might have seen so many times, no, those massage parlors. Even these massage parlors, they rub certain substances which, when they enter the system in the form of either head massage or body massage or facial massage, may give rise to synthetic ketones being induced in your body system. Other substances are cocaine, heroin, inhalant drugs. You might have heard of this e-cigarettes, no? You just put it on a charger, odor comes, and then you start inhaling, and you get a high effect as if you are on the clouds or the moon. The commonly used are the ecstasy and the molly, what we call an MDMA, methyl dioxymethylamphetamine. Others are the prescription medicines and cold medicines, and above all are the anabolic steroids. Now, we have got one act, what is called as NDPS Act, Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act of 1985. Now, this legislation has come to fortify and to make sure that only medicines are sold or prescribed and not narcotic or psychotropic substances. Now, illicit trafficking is an illegal trade, transportation, distribution, and acquisition of restricted, prohibited, or sold goods and substances. It bypasses legal markets and regulates frameworks and is heavily tied to organized crime, corruption, and global underground economics. Illicit trafficking is the unauthorized underground or illegal trade, transport, or distribution of prohibited goods or substances. In law, it refers to organized unlawful commercial activity spanning domestic and international borders, covering items like drugs, firearms, wildlife, counterfeit goods, and even human beings. Early this month, a Goan national daily has led the newspaper with a headline: 49 narcotic-related deaths were recorded for 3 months for January, February, and March of 2026. At the subsequent week, the Honorable Justice Mrs. Neela Gokhale had reiterated this fact in the open court at the High Court Judicature Bench of Bombay at Purvarim, while rejecting bail applications of the arrested drug accused persons. Today, 26 June, Goa observes the International Day Against Drug Abuse, Illicit Trafficking, commonly known as World Drug Day. So the society appears, inverted commas, united against drugs. The theme being the world drug problem, persisting issues, new challenges, and innovative responses. Just imagine, 3 to 4 Goan youth are victims of narcotic drug-related deaths per week. And I am told unofficially that per day, around 12 people are being treated for narcotic and psychotropic substances by the various psychiatrists within Goa. So with this agenda or this type of statistical data which is prevalent in our society and which is going on in Goa, there is a strong need that something needs to be done. What about the prescribing, about the persons who are harboring in narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances? They could well be our own brothers, sisters, sons, daughters, friends, neighbors, and colleagues. What is perhaps even more troubling is how easily such statistical data can disappear from public consciousness. The narcotic drug is an evolving faster than public awareness. Policy responses and even enforcement mechanisms. Organized criminal networks are adapting, exploiting new technologies, new supply chains, and even marketing ventures. Persons consuming narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances do not alleviate, inverted commas, mental health concerns, loneliness, trauma, peer pressure, social isolation, academic stress, unemployment, family conflict, and the search for belonging or possessiveness. It is therefore very, very essential that we follow few guidelines. At every home, our parents must have dialogue and conversations with their children after either the rosary prayers or the television serials or the news, radio news programs or the mobile scanning period. Everything has to have a time allotted. School and college teachers and counselors must impart life skills, critical thinking, abilities, and emotional resilience besides their routine study subjects. Mental health services, counseling, support, and treatment facilities must be rendered forthwith. Treatment, rehabilitation, and long term support for families affected by addiction must be provided and who often struggle in silence, unsure of where to turn to help. I am thankful to the chairman today as he said that they, as a Red Cross Society, is extending a helping hand to ensure that anybody in help needs help. Remember, at home, your parents, in school, your teachers, and above all, the counselors. They are the pillars of the tripod of the society who will ensure that in your crisis, you are not alone. We are with you. We are here to extend a helping hand and never an accusing finger. We not only treat but ensure that your mental health is of concern to yourself, your parents, your school, and your society. I want to wind up with a quote by Stephen Batchelor. A compassionate heart still feels anger, greed, jealousy, and other such emotions, but it accepts them for what they are with equanimity and cultivates the strength of mind to let them arise and pass without identifying with or acting upon them. But from my side, I want to modify that we are here to extend a helping hand to you in your crisis. God bless you all.
My question is, you spoke about narcotic and psychotropic drugs, all right? And from a school environment, most of the students do not have access to these kind of drugs, right? Like you mentioned, cocaine, heroin, morphine. Or what I'm getting to is they start off small, like with marijuana, all right? So what do you classify that under?
See, all these are narcotic substances. There's no doubt about it. It is the mode of consumption how I take it. Initially, even if I take little bit of alcohol, it inhibits the inhibitory center. That means it excites the person. So everything within physiological minimal doses is okay. But the very first time when they take in abundance, it goes for the head, it intoxifies, and thereafter it leads to little effects in including death of the person. So that is what needs to be avoided. I will also plead with you. There is a certain school in the city where outside the school there is a gada which is selling this type of substances. I only plead with you as the authorities in power, please raise up the issue, lodge a complaint with facts to the local police authorities. If they don't listen, to the narcotic cell and even to the head of the Directorate General of Police. And if both of them don't act, then go to the magistrate. The district magistrate is the one who has the vicarious responsibility of all types of this type of activities within your locality or the district or the state.
If your friend is addicted to drugs?
Very good question. Please sit down. The first thing that you will see is your friend is quiet, he's not talking, he's not moving, he's refraining to go to school. That is an indication that something is wrong with that person. And if something is wrong, you try to be over friendly with him by asking questions. What has happened? What is wrong? Why are you not studying? Why have you not completed your homework? Where is something wrong? Is any problem at home? Is any brother or sister or mother or father assaulting you? Go into the in-depth. If not, always be with that person close by. The person who is addicted needs friendship and companionship of togetherness. By togetherness, I mean only dialogue. Only dialogue and interaction is a great help. And with that, if you cannot inform the parents, if you cannot inform the teachers and the counselors, and still you cannot, we have got the Institute of Psychiatry and Human Behavior at Bambolim. They take care of such type of drug addicts. Persons who not only need to be treated for that day, but for the whole schooling year, for the whole lifetime, and ensure that they complete their studies. Ideally, every narcotic, drug, or psychotropic substance affects the mind of the person. And by mind of the person means he feels he's not walking on earth, but he's walking on the clouds. So he has an idea of grandeur. He thinks no end of himself. He thinks he's a super god or superman, whatever you can call. This type of attitude, when you see in any person boasting too much, exaggerating, or coming in a very fighting attitude, aggressiveness, you have to understand he has got a sick mind in him. He's not doing it willingly. And if at all you cannot control such person, inform the police, they will do it. They have got the means, because you and I cannot assault such an aggressive person. But police authority, they know the arts of aggressiveness. They will get a court order and see that that person is taken for treatment immediately because of the aggressive behavior.
How to identify drugs? Like how to identify cocaine or heroin? How can we identify?
Very good question. You know, we have got a special machine called Randox Investigator, by which the moment that substance is collected, you know, all substances look like powder, like just like talcum powder or sugar powder, like that. No, everything looks like that. But you and I cannot. But those people who are working with it, the moment they see it, they know it is not a talcum powder. It is not sugar powder, but it is a narcotic substance which is there, and when it is mixed, that is what gives rise to this. So the identification is part of the investigating agency. That is the police, narcotic bureau, those officials will do it. You know, there is a place in Goa where if you go to buy any substance, they ask you, you want top cola or soft drink? You say yes. So if it is without, they open it, they put the straw and give it. And if you say with, you pay the price of the narcotic substance, they open it below, you cannot see it, they put the narcotic substance, they take it and they give it. So this is how the narcotic trade, they've got their barons, they've got their clique, you know, the chains are so strong, they've got both several influences and chains which keep them thriving in that notorious business. And they do more harm to the society. As long as their wife and children are not affected, they are not bothered. Other people's wife, other people's children, they are not bothered. So they are here, there to cause more harm than good. And I plead with you, be witnesses. What you have seen, give a written complaint, stand the test of the time, give you evidence before police, before the judge. Remember that the minimal punishment if a person is caught with narcotic drugs is 1 lakh rupee fine and 10 years of imprisonment. So it's not a joke. It's a big money. And there are advocates who are taking up only such matters in the narcotic drugs and psychotropic substances court. There are NDPS courts in North Goa and South Goa. They take up only those type of matters. But anyway, everybody has to earn their bread and butter by legal means. Yeah? Any question? Yeah, please. There are certain diseases. For example, supposing I am suffering from cancer and I'm going to die of cancer. You know, cancer gives rise to pain which is unbearable. So at that time, the doctor will inject in me a drug called petidine or morphine. This drug is very cheap. I remember when I was a student doctor way back in the years 79 to 84, at that time, we would get it by, hardly 6 rupees it would cost for the small ampule. But when the doctor prescribes it, the ampule, the pharmacist keeps your prescription, checks the name of the prescribing doctor, name of the patient, and then only gives it. Because that narcotic pain, that petidine injection or morphine injection is to be given for cancer patient alleviation of pain, pain relief. And usually when cancer pain is unbearable, it's tortures. You can't see a cancer patient dying. The way they jump like a prawn with pain, it's terrible. So for them, they give not only intramuscular, even intravenously under monitoring system. Today, if you go to Shanti Avedana at Lotoli, this place, they have got this because they treat only terminally ill cancer patients of any race, religion, caste, and they are treated free of charge. No money is to be paid, but they have got these drugs. And they have got a special registry which patient got what medication at what time and how many doses per day. So these are medicines for them. Understood? So that is how it started. What was medicine for a cancer patient has become a vice today for the society. Okay? The society needs relief, which the society is not aware today. For example, if this type of a person is there in the society, the first thing is the people, the police, even the family members don't want to approach the police, that's for sure. And if you approach the police, the moment that police vehicle comes, there's got a shame factor. So what you can do, you can go and give your complaint directly to the judge. The judge is the judicial magistrate first class who sits at Mercies. At any state, there is always a judicial magistrate first class or a chief judicial magistrate. You go to the judge, make a small application saying that my child so-and-so cannot be controlled at home because he is under influence of narcotic substance or whatever it is, and we have tried treatment with so many doctors, it is not working because he is very aggressive in behavior. Sometimes he even takes a koita or a knife and wants to attack us, and we are scared of harm being caused. The judge will assess this statement of yours under oath. Thereafter, if required, the judge may send even a bailiff to check whether there is truth in it. And thereafter, the judge will pass an order of admission to direct the police to get that person admitted at the Institute of Psychiatry and Human Behavior. Now, such like a hospital exists in TV. On payment of charges also, you can have a person admitted in the TV center privately. So they have got open school of open treatment and closed treatment. Closed means you are kept inside the lock and key bolted. And open means you are open to others. So everything is a question of rehabilitation. And they know how to treat a hardcore drug addict or a rehabilitation. Even this North Goa District Hospital and South Goa District Hospital have got narcotic cells. Old Azelo Hospital at Altin and South Goa at TB Hospital have drug narcotic centers where rehabilitation of this type of people are done with consent of the parents and teachers and with consent through a court order. Even when they are discharged, they will be discharging through a court order and monitoring. They will always appoint a counselor to look after. In fact, the Directorate of Social Welfare must have counselors to rehabilitate all senior citizens and the society people who are harboring this type of narcotic effects. We have got de-addiction centers. Everywhere there are de-addiction centers. All the alcohol people also admitted at Altin in Mapsa and at TB sanatorium, old TB sanatorium, which has become a rehabilitation de-addiction center. They need to be treated because the first note they keep on taking one drink and they keep on and they don't know they have consumed. Same thing with the narcotic substances. They take a drug, they don't know they have consumed. Again, they keep on drinking, and that is how it affects, leading in mismanagement and including death of the person.
And most of the people are not aware about this procedure where they can approach the judge. So people go through the police,
Yeah.
and that becomes a barrier of shame, like what you said. So they stop at that. So this is a brilliant approach where they can go ahead and write a petition to have a bailiff come and
Yeah. In fact, no, this is what we call, this is social awareness. It is our duty as elders of the society to impart. Now, see, for example, your question, you do not know because what is the law? This is the act of the law. Law mandates. But when you go to an advocate, there will be sort of his fees, then you feel it is extortion racket, whatever it is. You see, each one has to thrive in his own. But legally speaking, even if you are illiterate and you cannot write, you can go stand in the court, just stand up and tell magistrate, I have a small question, and you can speak. And this is done today, even in High Court. Even in High Court, you can be a petitioner in person. You stand up, you don't have, they will appoint you a legal advocate. Yes.
If my neighbor has got this type of case,
Correct.
their family doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
And if I, as a neighbor, can go to the court and write and tell them my neighbor is creating nuisance.
Yeah. First thing you have to exhaust the remedies with the local police. You just tell them. First, always go through the local police. Tell them, this is an issue which I am having with my neighbors. The noise created by them, the throwing of items and assault and the pens and everything is causing nuisance to me and to our health. We cannot get sleep. So first you exhaust the remedies with the local police. Local police will do a 108, 111 case by which a bond of good behavior will be taken by the magistrate. After the bond of good behavior for 6 months they are not supposed to do. And still they cannot, then immediately they themselves will take that person to the magistrate and they'll get it done. It is always by fair or by foul means. We don't resort to foul means first, please only. See, sometimes I say, teacher, this is the common way of speaking. But then the teacher does not mean to assault you physically. Just wants to put that, see, Baba, you do it. I pleaded with you so many times, you're not listening. And still if you feel, so that is why, teachers also, nobody wants to pinch you students, but they want to treat, to get the best of release from you. Okay? The moment any substance or medicine is taken, you must see, if it is taken on empty stomach, the effect is fast. If it is taken on full stomach, it is delayed because the stomach contents to be digested. So when we take a substance, immediately in the stomach along with the fluid, it gets absorbed through the gastric mucosa, the intestines, it enters to our blood system into the body, it affects the brain, and above all, remember that we have got a liver. The liver detoxifies the medication and the kidneys are known to excrete the medication through the urine and through the fecal matter by the gastrointestinal system. This is how any medicine and its toxic effects, the drugs, are known to work in our body system.